I had a client that needed 10 points.
Mhm.
And so I send you over a copy of the report, and the client that needs the 10 points has a spouse, and that spouse has two accounts that have zero balances, two credit cards, one with like a rooms to go and another one with like a care credit, something like that. And they have zero balances, and they've been paid on time. And so you recommended to add the spouse that needed the 10 points to those two accounts to help boost the scores, because it's got a long history. The age was there, the utilization, the debt category. And so all of that is helpful to help raise the score. So these are the types of things, guys, that knowing these types of things is really going to help you to do what you need to do to get yourself in position to buy the next home. And if you're kind of nervous, you don't know, am I doing the right thing? You can always reach out to me or to Sean. But like, Sean, what's another good one? And then tell people how they can work with you, and maybe give them an idea of what it looks like to do so.
Okay. Yeah. So one of the things that is confusing out there is, when should I pay my credit card to maximize my credit score? Okay. Because the reality is, if you pay your credit card in full every month, on the due date, you are not. What am I trying to say? When you make a payment on your credit card, it doesn't update at the credit bureaus right away.
Right.
Okay. The credit bureau, the Capital One credit card or whatever, only reports to the credit bureau once a month, and they report the snapshot of your account that comes out when your statement is generated. Okay. Your bill is due what, 21, 25 days later. So if you don't have high enough credit limits and you use your credit cards and pay them in full every month, they're catching you with a high utilization. So if you have low credit limits, maybe you're in the spot where you're rebuilding, pay your credit card before the closing date. Okay, before the statement closing date, get that payment in right before the closing date, because that's going to then report at the credit bureaus the lower balance.
What a great tip.
If you wait and pay it when it's due, you've already racked up new charges on that card, and so it's gonna show a higher balance.
So just to repeat that, you want to pay that credit card before the actual due date. Is that correct? Am I saying
no?
It
you
correctly?
Want to pay it before the statement is generated.
Before the statement is generated. And so, how do they know when the statement is generated? Explain that.
Yeah. So we'll use Capital One as an example. Most of these have an app. You just go on your app and you look at the statement dates. Right. And maybe the statement, closes on the 27th of each month. And so, now this is really for those people that don't have a lot of credit limit, right? And so they've got small credit limit credit cards. You just want to keep those balances low. And the other thing I'll tell you is you definitely want to have a small balance on a credit card. You will score higher by having a small balance
as opposed to zero.
Zero balance. Yes.
That's a great tip. What if the due date is the 16th, but the statement is generated on the 19th?
Then pay more, right? Because let's say that your bill, the statement says, 1,900, but your actual balance on that card is 4,800. They just haven't generated the new statement, right? Yep. Just pay more to get it to reflect that lower.
I love it.
That lower balance. Obviously, if you've got, the power of credit cards is that we can use the bank's money and we can get, rewards and stuff, right? So if you've got good credit cards, multiple credit cards, high credit limits, you don't need to worry about this. This is for the person trying to rebuild and they've got those small credit limit credit cards. You want to just, pay those before the statement closing
And this is
date.
a lot of our audience right now.